Statesman Nation, here with Coach Rule as we preview the final tournament of the fall. You guys are going on to Oklahoma this weekend, so yeah. I guess if you want to recap anything in the past couple weeks since last we've talked, and then you can get into talking about the Oklahoma City tournament.
Yeah, it's been a very good and very interesting fall.
Sure.
I think that just personally as a coach, I've learned a ton from these girls. Just we have a lot of talent, which you've highlighted and we've had our second team beat our first team a few times, and so it's been interesting. I mean, these girls have taught me. I think one of the best lessons I've learned thus far as a coach in college athletics is that 2 weeks can be an eternity.
Sure.
And one player might be struggling 2 weeks ago, and they can completely turn that around.
Yeah.
And vice versa. And then a player's struggling, but they turn it around again, and but they've had highs and lows, and but it's taught me a lot of patience.
Sure.
On dealing with player development, which the greatest thing about coaching, in my opinion, is developing people.
Sure.
That's what it's all about. And one thing that we're seeing some rapid development among a lot of our players. We're seeing some players go through struggles and battling adversity, but we're also seeing those players battle back from these struggles and having success. And that's what it's all about. But every few weeks, my staff and I, we sit down and we talk weekly, but every few weeks we're like, okay, our roster is very different in that top five. But what some might think, oh, that's troublesome, and as a coach, it provides more of a challenge. Yeah. But it's also an amazing problem to have.
Yeah.
And so we're it's been a fun fall just because as coaches we're learning, as players they're learning, and we're developing a greater perspective of what we're all about and going forward.
Right.
But the one thing we're still learning is that we're very inexperienced.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have the Demi Kutzos, Natalie Booten, who is unfortunately one of those players that is struggling.
Yeah,
this
she'll
fall.
be fine.
But you got these players that have a lot of experience at the varsity level. And you got a lot of new kids that they're finding their way into the top 5, 6, or whatever, and saying, hey, take a look at me for varsity, and which is great. Yeah. But unfortunately, it does pose a problem of making sure you get the right 5 for every tournament.
Well, yeah, and I think that we've had a different lineup a different 5 every tournament, except for maybe one back-to-back tournament. But but every week we're switching, and you mentioned Natalie. I mean, Natalie's one of our senior leaders, and she's struggled, and she knows that, we know that. But she's going to be fine.
Yeah.
She's going through the battling the adversity, and we saw good practice from her this week. And what we're telling our players is that we're all going to have struggles. Right. We're all going to have good experiences and a few good weeks here and there, but we're all going to struggle at times. But as a program, we want to peak in May. Right. We don't want to peak in October. And we're certainly not peaking right now, but if you look at our statistics last year compared to this year, we're actually 4 shots better as a team.
There you go.
And as a coach, we don't necessarily feel that right now, but that's because we have so many players in the mix, and so the lineup isn't really set every week, which is, which we talked about before. But we got players that have a lot of experience and are struggling a little bit. We've had some that have a lot of experience that have been struggling. They're bouncing back, like Courtney Cunningham, Jing Yang. But we got a lot of players, and it's a good problem to have, and definitely. We're just continuing to move forward. But it's been fun coaching and seeing these girls really work hard and develop.
Sure. I assume you want to talk a good chunk about Oklahoma City. So kind of talk about this tournament. You guys are bringing pretty much the entire roster.
Yeah,
it's a long trip, but giving these girls an opportunity to do a long trip.
Well, to be honest with you, 3 weeks ago we were going to bring one team.
Yeah.
And as things developed and everything, I mean, we've got a group of girls, more than 5, that can definitely play.
Sure.
So for our development process, looking towards the goal of May, we need to play people. And and in the same respect, I mean, there are some top-ranked teams there.
Right.
But our second team is really good too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They very well be ranked right now.
Oh yeah.
They're beating ranked teams.
Yeah, they're beating a lot of teams that are receiving votes. They beat teams that are ranked, and so. In a lot of situations where a program would bring their second team, it would maybe dilute the field. Sure. I believe bringing our second team makes the field stronger. Yeah. And so we felt like it was just a have-to-do move. Sure. So you have Oklahoma City, who's the number 6 team in the country. They're hosting. It's their home turf. They're going to want to defend. And they've won 7 national titles. I mean, they're legit.
You think women's golf in the NAIA, you think Oklahoma City is going to be there every year. So.
And they do it the right way. And what we've been working on the last 5 years is we want to do it the Oklahoma City way, the Bellevue way, the William Penn men's basketball way, but we want to do it with their perspective on how to get better, but we want to do it our way.
Right.
And so we're taking, things that they do within their programs that are valuable and mixing it into the way we do our program, the way it fits. And with that type of perspective, we're making the positive progress. But you have Oklahoma City there. You have Bellevue, who's number 7. We know Bellevue better than our conference teams. We play against them a lot. We know all the players on their team. There's a few community colleges that are in the top 5 in the country in Division I NJCCA. And they're going to be there. And then you have us at 12, and then our second team. So we're going to play Demi in the 1, Miranda in the 2, Miranda Keeler, Brooke Fletcher, who's one of these girls that have just improved like crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
And she's played very consistent lately, so we're going to play her in the 3, and she deserves that. Elise Warren in the 4, and then Courtney Cunningham from Oklahoma, qualified in the 5th spot.
There you go. Cool.
Really cool to see that. She's been a member of our conference championship team, on the roster for 2 national tournaments, and she kind of had a few weeks where she struggled there, bounced back, which is great to see. Jean Yang and Jody Sato will be 1 and 2 on the second team. They haven't done anything wrong. They're just playing consistent golf. It's just competitive.
Yeah.
And then Natalie Booten will be in the 3, and she's bouncing back. Slowly we're seeing her bounce back, and she's going to be fine. And then Megan Rhodes from Texas. She's really closer to her home down there in Oklahoma, and so I know her family's coming up. She'll be playing in the 4 spot. She's another great story. Just a kid that as a freshman has progressed incredibly well. And then Sophie Lund, who is just a really good teammate, really positive person. She's had a few really good weeks as well as far as improvement's concerned, so she'll be playing in the 5 on the second team. And then Helena Larson, who's battled some injuries and stuff like that, she's going to play as an individual to try to get her more experience. And she's someone that struggled, and we're trying to help her grind that rust off and get back to where she knows and we know that she can be. But it's going to be a great test, and it's a great way to cap off the fall. It'll be a great team event. We've got a contingent of our super fans that are going to meet us there or follow us down, and it'll really tell us where we're at going into what I like to call mid-season, and it'll tell us what we need to work on. And I know one thing right off the bat is fitness. We are going to get in with our strength training staff and just and get in the best shape that we can be going in this spring. So it's going to be exciting. Sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for sitting down for a while, giving us a sneak peek of a big tournament down in Oklahoma City. So best of luck and show well and finish off the fall well, get into the mid-season, and just keep on progressing. So.
Well, I appreciate your coverage and appreciate all you do. One thing you got to know about Wade is and he's going to probably cut this out, but
probably
he does an incredible job for everyone, and he's out a lot of late nights, and so we appreciate you as well. You don't hear that enough.
Yeah, well, and we got to play with Birdie Fire twice this fall too, so that's always fun. But,
yep.
Yeah. Hey, we survived. We all survived. It was good.
We all survived.
All right. Well, best of luck this weekend. Hey, come back with a victory. Why not?
That'd be nice.
There you go.
Big victory for the program for being able to do that.
All right. Thanks.